highly detailed lives from this source. And for you listening right now, the goal is to figure out which of these lives you consider the most successful.
Because the life you pick, well, it secretly reveals a ton about your own deepest real-world motives, like your aspirations and even your fears.
Okay, let's unpack this. It's almost like a video game character selection screen. You know, when you're picking a fighter.
Oh yeah, looking at all the little stats.
Yeah, so we are looking at characters where almost everyone has a completely maxed out achievement stat. Like their gold and loot are overflowing. But for some of them, if you look closely, their inner harmony health bar is just flashing red.
Right, they're critically wounded on the inside. We see this tension all the time, right? We're always navigating between a life that looks impressive to outsiders and one that actually feels sustainable.
Which usually don't match up.
Not at all. So before we reveal the surprising winner of this thought experiment, and the winner is genuinely unexpected, we need to meet the heavy hitters. The People Society typically stamps with that ultimate success label.
Okay, let's dive into the first group on our selection screen. We can call them the high achievers. First up is Peter Taylor. He's the wealthy investor.
Ah, the private equity powerhouse.
Right. So he took a $240,000 investment and spun it into a $50 million payout with just one internet startup. I know, right? Now he splits his time between sprawling homes in London, New York, and Bermuda. And a major business magazine just put him on their cover.
And the text notes he's a fiercely avowed free thinker, right? A committed libertarian.
Yeah, and just to be clear, we are simply reporting the details of his life here without endorsing any specific political views. But his personal philosophy is entirely centered around absolute freedom. Like, he loves hang gliding, and he says being in the air alone gives him a pure sense of freedom.
The outer stats are undeniably impressive,
Yeah.
but his inner health bar tells a different story.
Oh, completely.
Yeah, the source points out his profound inner compromise. He's divorced after just 4 years of marriage, and he lives a largely solitary single life. So it's glamorous, but it totally lacks deep family roots.
He flies alone, but he always lands in an empty house.
Exactly. The freedom comes at the cost of meaningful human connection.
Okay, our second profile is Janice Chung, the tennis pro. She started at age 5, won 4 majors, top earner, and she even runs a free tennis and life skills institute for urban youth.
Which is incredible athletic discipline paired with really amazing charity work.
But the hidden cost is heavy. She adopted 3 kids, but she recently lamented to magazines that the grueling circuit life robs her of time with them. She misses them growing up.
Yeah, the very obsession that makes her champion keeps her distanced from the family she built. It's the brutal reality of zero-sum competition, you know. Time spent perfecting a backhand is time taken away from a toddler.
It really makes you wonder if it's even possible to be a top-tier athlete without neglecting your family to some degree.
I mean, probably not. You can't max out both stats simultaneously.
Right. So let's move to the next profile. Patricia Kelly, the teacher. She won a national title in the Science Olympics and is routinely sending kids to MIT.
She's literally shaping the future of American science.
Yeah, and one of her own daughters even earned a PhD. But here's the inner fallout. Her other daughter ran into severe trouble, dropped out, moved away, and completely rebuffs all family attempts to stay in touch.
So she has this immense organizational success and brilliantly parents the community's children, but has this profound estrangement from her own flesh and blood.
It's a terrifying paradox. And we see a similar thing with our fourth profile, Jane Ruley. She's a banker, a regional VP for wealth management.
Fiercely loyal to her employer, right?
Very. And she ran the New York Marathon, pushing her severely disabled daughter, Julie, in a special carriage. Her defining quote is, "Julie is my life."
Which is beautiful, but the inner sacrifice there is basically total self-erasure.
Yeah.
The source notes she refuses to marry because of her own parents' unhappy marriage, and she just completely ignores friends who tell her to, get on with her life. It's a monument to unyielding duty with zero room for independent joy.
Okay, last one in this group of high achievers. Bill Paulson, the nonprofit executive. He was a top investment advisor, took a huge pay cut to join a religious charity funding African water supplies.
Right. He told the local paper, "I heard God's call." And again, we aren't evaluating theology here, just his driving motivation.
Exactly. But look at the internal cost.
Right.
He is forcing his entire family to move to rural Africa. His 4 kids are between 8 and 16, and they are in active rebellion against it.
He's saving villages while losing his own kids, creating a massive fracture in his own home.
Okay, so, listener, I want you to mentally pause right here. Look at this selection screen. The millionaire flying solo, The tennis star missing her kids, the teacher losing a daughter, the banker sacrificing her romantic future, the nonprofit exec alienating his family.
They all have maxed out achievement stats, but they are bleeding out internally.
If you had to lock in your choice right now, which compromise are you swallowing? Because you'd assume people taking this test would pick the millionaire or the tennis star, right?
Oh, for sure. You'd think they'd grab the cash or the trophies and just try to manage the downsides.
But when this exact exercise is given to Wall Street executives, doctors, and top government officials, a completely different profile constantly takes the number 1 or 2 spot.
Which brings us to the twist.
Yes. Introduce us to profile number 6.
Right. So profile 6 is Fred Hampshire, the stonemason.
A stonemason.
Yep. He's been married for 52 years, has 3 kids, 7 grandkids. He literally helped lay the foundation and build his kids' homes. And he finds immense intrinsic value in his work. He tells reporters, it is hard work, but you get interested in fitting each piece in just its right spot, and the day is over before you know it.
So his inner harmony bar is completely full.
Completely full. But his gold and loot stats are virtually empty. Money has actually been a problem for Fred. He's not wealthy. He has 0 fame.
And yet, the highly successful audiences continually vote for his life as the ideal.
Which is just staggering. You have these individuals managing incredibly complicated, high-stress lives, and they idealize the simple, zen-like life of a man who struggles to pay his bills.
Wait, here's where it gets really interesting, though. Are these Wall Street executives just romanticizing blue-collar work? Like, it's easy to admire the idea of laying bricks when you're sitting in a corner office.
Oh, totally.
But would they actually trade their wealth to struggle with money like Fred? Or are they just exhausted?
Well, I mean, it's highly likely they are projecting exhaustion. But that projection uses the core conflict outlined in the source material. We are constantly torn between 2 very different measurements of success.
Inner success versus outer success.
Exactly. Inner success relies on intrinsic motivation. It's fulfillment, satisfaction, peace. Fred the stonemason has this zen-like spiritual dimension to his life, and research confirms these positive feelings are crucial for functioning effectively.
Right, but then there's outer success, achievement, social recognition, respect. And let's be honest, Fred completely lacks this.
Yep, 0 extrinsic validation.
Like, he has no fame. He hasn't even been profiled in Masonry magazine, let alone the New York Times.
Right, right. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, this explains why the high achievers lack inner peace, but also why they can't simply quit and become stonemasons tomorrow.
Because of the science of recognition.
Yes. Our day-to-day actions are heavily motivated by the desire for respect. The brain literally releases highly pleasant chemicals when we are rewarded and praised by our social circle.
It's an evolutionary mismatch, right?
Exactly. Being recognized by the tribe used to mean survival. Now that drive is still there, but the tribe is an endless ladder of digital feeds and magazines.
And it infects everything. I enthusiastically love the specific anecdote from the source material about this.
Oh, the monks.
Yes. Even within Buddhist monasteries, places designed to kill the ego, some less than enlightened monks secretly want to beat out their colleagues to become the Zen master.
They still want to win the game, even if the game is about not playing games.
So what does this all mean? It means we're biologically wired to want the gold star and the brain chemicals, even if our soul just wants a quiet garden.
And since we're all torn between inner peace and outer praise, this raises an important question for you, the listener. What parts of your life informed the inner voice that made you gravitate toward your top choice?
Let's decode this. The source maps specific career motivations to each life, so let's volley through these rapidly. If I naturally gravitated toward the teacher, what does that mean?
That means your driver is organizational excellence and teamwork. You want group accomplishment.
Okay, what about the banker?
That's personal loyalty and commitment, a deep duty to specific people.
And the wealthy investor?
Power, independence, glamour, and variety. Basically, winning and competitive energy.
Oh, interesting. What if I picked the stonemason?
Craftsmanship and family. You're driven by intrinsic motivation and you have no real need for fame.
The tennis pro?
Individual excellence. You value highly disciplined, recognized individual achievement.
And lastly, the nonprofit exec.
Spiritual or values-based calling, serving a higher cause above personal comfort.
Wow. So looking at your own hobbies, your family, your volunteer work, which of these underlying drivers sounds like you?
It's a mirror. It highlights the specific flavor of outer recognition your brain has been trained to crave.
So, to quickly recap our journey today, we've deconstructed 6 lives, explored that deep tension between inner fulfillment and outer recognition, and revealed the biological drive for status that keeps us chasing the next big win.
Right. And the source material leaves us with a really direct challenge.
Yes, no matter which life you picked as number one, what steps might you take right now to move your life closer to that ideal? Like, do you need to focus more time on loved ones?
Or maybe recraft your workday to emphasize activities you can actually control so you can take pride in the results.
Small, microscopic steps to adjust your real-world stats.
Exactly. And I want to leave you with one final thought to mull over, building on all this.
Okay, let's hear it.
If your definition of success suddenly shifted tomorrow, say society stopped handing out awards.
Magazines stopped writing profiles.
Right. And absolutely nobody knew about your achievements. Would you still be pursuing the life you have right now? Or would you pick up a trowel and start laying stone?